Hello everybody, this is Japhet from the Arc of Trading, and we're back at it with another daily top 10 video where we analyze trending stocks objectively and we look at where price action takes us today. So first of all, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing by hitting that subscribe button right down below and hitting that thumbs up button if you find something useful from this video. So let's get right on to my Instagram's account right here. This is where I post my live charts for today for the market hours, and if you want something live, you can follow this. There's a follow button right down here if you choose to do so. And now let's look at where our index is going. So let's start with PSEI for our daily top 10. Today everything was mostly red, so all of our sectors went down, and overall we had negative 58.72. so we had a negative movement today. I thought it was gonna move on the upside right here and retest this resistance, but it just went straight down, so it did not want to retest that level just yet, and this will probably be moving downwards to around 6,600 points. So yeah, we saw a negative movement, almost negative 1%, and the foreign buyers, the net foreign is about negative 652 million. So we will be seeing, I think, a lot more movement on the downside. And then we have a holiday tomorrow, so on Friday hopefully it builds some level of support right here. If it doesn't, we will indeed be seeing a retest of the 6,600 point level. So yeah, that's the movement that we're seeing right now. A lot of investors coming out, locals and foreign. So first up we have Dito with the massive move on the downside. Let's go to our 1 hour time frame to see what happened fully. But yes, we closed at 16 pesos, or down 10%, and negative 1.8 peso per share. A lot of negative net foreign as well, but we saw a massive move. It even had a low of 14.4 today, and it did touch this resistance. It did touch our resistance right here, our previous resistance from before it broke the all-time high. So I mean, yeah, from here, that was the previous strong resistance. It's 14.73, and then it touched it for a bit. It wicked out, but it bounced and closed right around here on our support zone at 15.8 to 16.2. So that's a good level to watch out for, and a good level for it to build some sort of consolidation first for now. So we shall see what happens to this one, but for now definitely it's wanting to build some sort of consolidation right around this area, and if it does break above this support turned resistance now at 17.1, we will be sure that it is still going on its uptrend. So we shall watch out for what it wants to do, but for now it's right on this support zone at 16.2 and 15.8 area. So up next we have PHA, who also did the same thing similar to Dito, where it wicked out on the bottom at around 2.60 area, 2.66. We had a low, but it closed at 2.99, positive 2%, and a positive net foreign for today. Had a high of 3.09, but with this wick right here and closing here at the support zone, it is a good area for us to look for it to hold right around this price point. And if it does just that, holds around this price point, we could also potentially see it move on the upside if that's what the market wants to do. But it could also break down from here and retest the 2.65 levels. So we saw it touch it there for a bit. In our hourly time frame, it did settle there for about an hour. About an hour right here at 2.7 levels before rallying back up and closing up there, but the bias here could still be downtrend and could have created a higher low. I mean a lower high, a high right here and then a lower high right here. That could still be the bias right here, and this was simply just a bounce, similar to Dito's situation. So Dito could have just bounced as well, but on our 4-hour time frame, it's good that it's holding around this level of support. So that is good. And let's move to our next stock on ACEN. On ACEN, what did ACEN do? I think it did pretty similar movements at 7.22 or negative 3%, with a positive form buying at 24 million. And it did a similar thing where it found some level of support on our key levels that we were watching for. It closed on a key level, so that is good, but we are still on this downtrend right here. So it could be building a bigger range right here, or it could simply be just a bounce or a retest of this downtrend line that will be happening sometime soon. So we shall watch out for that, especially on our 1-hour time frame. It's still it got kind of rejected on there, so this is holding, this downtrend still holding. We shall see what happens over the next few days right after the holiday tomorrow. So we shall see if this bounces and creates this bigger range right here. How do you call this? Yeah, this bigger range right here. So if it does maintain this movement, it will be a great healthy movement for it, instead of just fully breaking down to the 6.2 range that we have on here. So these are the zones that we want to watch out for, and this level of support at 7.05 to 7.25 is indeed holding up. So up next we have APL. Still talked about, even though it didn't move too much today, but we lost about nearly 7% in a negative form buying today. We pierced below this uptrend line, so now we are at consolidation at best. We are not holding that line anymore, but we are still holding this range at 25.50. It's still holding there, which is good. That is a good sign that it's holding it there, but any given moment it could still break it on the downside because of this. The pressure is on the sellers, and we're still moving on the downside, so we gotta be careful on this one, because it might want to pierce below and retest these levels, or this level right here at around 23.23. So yeah, it might be looking to retest that level. But yeah, we closed at 0.25 today, 25.50, and yeah, it didn't do much movements, but it had a low of 0.2350. So up next we have What did do? So our chart is loading quite a bit slow on this, but we closed at 6.72, or down almost 4.5%, with a negative net foreign, massive candle as well. So it did not want to bounce right there on our support zone, but instead made a lower high right there, and now this support zone is going to be acting as resistance, and we're hoping that this acts as a support now at around this level, which is this. We are looking for a new support zone for it to hold at around 6.48 to about 6.69. So let's put that there, 6.48 to 6.69. So that's a key level that we're watching for it to hold at, because if we see a huge bounce from this area, that would be great. And yeah, it's a level that was tested before as well, and it was actually, let's move it down here, So it was a resistance right around that area, and then this was also a support level right here where it got rejected. So let's move that there so we could include more wicks on this resistance from before. So it's 6.3 to 6.5 essentially. So it does want to 6.3 to 6.5. So it wicked out again at around the same price point as here, 6.3 levels. So definitely gonna be watching that for a retest and hopefully potentially a support level that is built right around this area right here. And if it does that, that would be the best case scenario for this one. So up next we have BSC. We're gonna have only quite a few shares, because most of our trending stocks are just those that are going down. And even with BSC, we closed at 1.1 or down 4.35% with a negative 3 million on the net foreign. So we do see it piercing through with that wick, piercing through below this key level. So now we are at a bigger range. We're gonna be watching this level again, the daily 4H support right here at 0.95 to 105 for it to hold over there, because if it does, that is a great area for it to settle. So we shall wait and see. I can move this up here, move it there. That's now a stronger resistance at 1.28, and it did not hold this support, and it even pierced through if we look at our 1 hour time frame. So yeah, it did bounce harder right here, but it really wants to test it once more and probably close at that level. So we shall see what happens for BSC, but that's what it's doing currently, and this is now potentially a resistance again. So yeah, let's see on Friday what it does, what happens. But let's move to our next one with FNI. So the charts are loading quite slow again, but we closed at 2.98 for FNI. Our movement was not sustained, so we closed at 2.98 or negative almost 3%, but with positive net foreign. Our trend line held up. So let's see what happened here. Our trend line held up, it got rejected, it wicked out right here on the bottom. So this is an area now that we could be potentially watching for it to hold at 2.98 to 3.07. So to be more precise, let's adjust it to 2.98 to 3.08. So that's a good level for it to build a support right here in accordance or in relation to our trend line. But if it doesn't hold above here, we could potentially be looking at our 274 to 2.8 to 2.8 levels right here, because it pierced through, but it wicked out and got rejected. But it doesn't mean that it cannot retest these levels again at 2.74. So it could potentially retrace this level. So we shall see what happens. But for now, the trend line is holding, which is good, and closed right on the support level right there. So lastly, we have LODE, I believe. Yeah, LODE right here. I think we've reviewed this previously in our past episodes of the daily top 10, but we see now that it did not sustain this trend line right here. It pierced it. It closed right above it, so we shall see what happens. But it did wick out right here again. Same, most of our stock today wicked out on the previous support levels before closing at the immediate support levels. So this one also closed at 1.60, closed in the support zone at 1.62 or negative 8%, almost negative 8% at 7.43%. So this support level is holding for now, but beware as well if it does pierce through, because it might want to touch these levels again at 1.28 to 1.38. So similar to Dito, ACEN, FNI, PHA, I believe. Similar movements, and yeah. So let's see. Quick recap on PSEI, as it wants to retest this level at 6,500. If it doesn't build a support right here, because it could settle here. If we have like a couple more trading days where it settles right around this price point, that would be great. So for now, it really does, price action wise, it really does want to test the 65 to 6,600 levels. So that's it for me for today. Yeah, if you found something useful in this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and let's get at least 20 likes on this video. And if you want to tune in for the next videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Turn it on so you get notified on my next video. But for now, this is Japhet from the Arc of Trading, and closing this daily top 10 episode, reminding you to stay patient, be disciplined, and strive to be consistent. So I'll see you guys on Friday. There's no trading tomorrow because it's a holiday. So yes, I'll see you guys on the next video.